are done. What do you think? You think Nora's gonna like it?
Bruh, what is with Barry getting caught up in the future already, dog? Why are you making a crib for a baby that's not gonna be here for like another 8 months? Wild to me.
Is that why there's a freezer full of cookie dough ice cream?
That's Nora's favorite.
I feel like we just keep having the storyline that Barry Allen is obsessed with the future again, and he just learns his lesson by the ends of the episode. Like, I'm sure at the end of this episode, he'll learn his lesson again. But we've already done this storyline not only this season, but it's actually been a reoccurring storyline throughout the entire show, and I think I've touched on this in a prior reaction video. This man is obsessed with the future.
I know Carla Tannhauser. You have nothing to worry about.
But I don't know her.
I can already tell you that this topic is going to piss me off greatly. I do not like the idea of them trying to make Keone and Carla interact at all, because I have a feeling they're gonna twist this, right? They're gonna twist it. They're gonna be besties for the resties or whatever, and then we're not even gonna get to see or even hear about Carla grieving Caitlin at all. Caitlin, her child Caitlin, might I add, that died. I mean, seriously? She grieved Frost, right? And even with Frost, she only knew Frost as an adult for a few years. Caitlin's been her kid since birth. She raised Caitlin. I swear, if we don't even get a mention of her being upset that Caitlin died, I'm gonna be pissed.
Don't get me wrong, I'm touched that she wants to meet me, but I'm not her daughter.
Well, neither was Frost.
I beg your pardon?
No, sir, you do not get to bring Frost into this. That's some bull crap. Yes, I get it. She didn't have to let Frost be her daughter or whatever, but that made logical sense. Frost has been around a heck of a lot longer, and it took them a heck of a lot longer to get to that point. She can't just adopt every single person that decides to take on Caitlin's form. Frost was different. Frost and Caitlin are her kids, but Keone is not.
And then things get awkward, she might walk out.
She most definitely might very well walk out, because you're weird. Things will get weird because you are weird. And things are going to get awkward because you are awkward. You know, if this show actually lets her character be the way they wrote her in early seasons, Shotty wouldn't even be meeting with you in the first place. Because she was a little bit more, you know, sarcastic and kind of for reals. So she would have took one good look at Keone, laughed, and said, "Where the heck is Caitlin, bruh?" If the show actually, I don't know, cared about its writing, this interaction probably wouldn't go all that great, because ultimately she would just be trying to kind of get to know Keone, sure, but ultimately for it to serve the purpose of her figuring out how to get Caitlin back, because she may have been cold and distant to Caitlin in the earlier seasons, but she cared about Caitlin and would do anything for Caitlin. Do we need to like bring back up the fact that she literally locked up her husband, not only because he was crazy in the moment because he had experimented on himself, but he also experimented on Caitlin, and that also probably made her extremely mad too?
I don't know how things are gonna go with Carla.
Hey, pal. You just blowing from Stupid Town?
Your thing with the electrical stuff in it?
Thing with all the breaker box?
The electrician didn't know what the breaker box was? Seems a little sketch to me. We are in a time loop again. Woohoo! We've done time loops before, which it is what it is. You want to repeat that, that's fine. But the fact that they're doing this right after we had kind of already had like a dream sequence kind of thing going on. These are very similar storylines, and I just don't feel like they should be back to back. But even despite that, it focuses on at least Barry more, so hopefully this episode will be a little bit better than the past two.
No. I have excellent spatial retention. I can say with near certainty that grandfather clock was not here before.
Congratulations.
Girl, we do not even care like that. You did not have to give that big behind, long behind explanation as to why you knew the grandfather clock wasn't there. Girl, everybody saw that it wasn't there before. You are not special.
I'll run to the future. I can find out how he escaped, and then I can run back and fix it.
No, Barry, I
It's just so unrealistic that he hasn't learned his lesson yet about time travel. It's unrealistic. He knows better, but the writers keep writing him like he doesn't.
Za's not a word.
Yeah, it is. Za, like pizza.
Yes. Flash episode wouldn't be a Flash episode without Cecile feeling everyone's feelings and being incredibly nosy.
Sir, we have a larger problem.
This entire storyline aside, that suit looks super good. I know it's like a Star Trek kind of vibe going on. I like this outfit a lot.
That means that somebody in this room is a thief.
Okay, it's kind of a cool concept that they're all in one room together and they have to figure out who the thief is. Though, honestly, there's only so many people you can choose from for it to be, so you can really quickly kind of get a good idea of who this probably is, especially since the one girl didn't even know what a breaker box was and she's supposed to be an electrician.
You know what happens to people that I love? They leave.
I mean, I do definitely understand Allegra's perspective with this when you kind of lose a lot of people and you kind of have problems with that. Obviously, you're not going to be trusting in letting someone in so easily. So yeah, I get it. That is the longest flashback sequence we have ever had, and it was so entirely unnecessary. All you have to do is reference the fact that these two people died. You did not have to show us the entire backstory behind them dying. The episodes are there. We can go back and watch them if we want to.
Call a plumber. Since check valves guide water flow.
Now help me get the hell out of here!
I mean, yeah, like I said, it was pretty obvious that it was probably gonna be this chick. I mean, like I said, she has no electrical knowledge and she's supposed to be an electrician, so this was like a very logical kind of deduction.
Becomes a Flash museum in the future.
Again, all you have to do is say it becomes a Flash museum in the future. You don't have to reference with a flashback that it becomes the Flash museum. I mean, we've known that for seasons. Just say it. You don't have to show it. Not everything needs a visual aid.
If I don't restabilize this thing, I'll be the first to go. Second I return this, I'll be arrested.
Girl, nobody cares that you're gonna get arrested. You literally stole something. Like, obviously that's a crime. You're gonna go to jail. Like, I don't know why you expect them to care. Like, you committed a crime, now you're going to jail. Like, what do you want them to do?
So, first thing, why do you call this room the speed lab?
Okay, so now everything's back to normal again. Okay, I admit that this episode was much, much better than the past two, but it still really wasn't that great because nothing really happened. It was just kind of like a mystery sitcom kind of thing, which was all right, but I would have much preferred a little bit more superhero action.
We just really love the Flash.
We just love the Flash. Are you serious? That's kind of corny, but oh, whatever.
Turns out she does not want me to replace her daughters, Caitlin or Frost. She just wanted to get to know me as a friend.
I don't believe that in any capacity. I'm sorry. I mean, Caitlin died, and they're acting like she's just kind of like, oh, that's tough. Let's move on. Like, that's bullcrap, and they've been doing that for every character. But the one character I didn't want them to do it for was her own mother. Come on. I know that they're not like the closest individuals in the world, but that's her kid, and they're acting like she does not care, and that pisses me off so bad, because it doesn't make any sense. She should be angry. Like I said, we're talking about the person that locked her husband up because he experimented on Caitlin and on himself too, and he was crazy. So there's also the crazy aspect of it. But also, she was probably mad, like I've said before, that he experimented on Caitlin. Realistically, this woman would have looked at her, told her to get in that cryogenic chamber so she could get Caitlin back. Like, there would be no if or buts. She would be getting Caitlin back. That's how her character has always kind of acted like. She's kind of cold, professional, but ultimately cares about Caitlin and would do anything for Caitlin. Like, remember when Caitlin froze that guy's hand at the end of season 3 episode 5 at her mom's place, and she said she was going to take care of that man and not a soul would ever know about it? We don't even know what she did to him, but you know she did whatever was necessary to protect Caitlin. That's because that's the kind of mother she is. So this is like incredibly unrealistic to me. She just was like, oh, you know, yeah, Caitlin's dead. Oh well.
And she seems very wise.
I mean, yeah, she is very, very wise, but aside from that, a brick wall could seem wise to you because the only thing you know anything about is plants.
Be wide awake for the next, 10 to 12 hours, give or take.
Good thing I know how to work off all that energy.
Marty, I'm scared.
Ew. Was that line really necessary? Ew. No, we're good. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty predictable that Barry would learn his lesson at the end of the episode, and I'm hoping that this is where the storyline dies. For the rest of the season, he's learned his lesson and we move on, and we don't repeat this storyline again for like the 3rd time this season. So I really hope that this is like the last time we'll see this caught up in the future or whatever storyline. That is it for this episode of The Flash. I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!